we have a 63-year-old woman, mother of three, stabbed 50 times. Talk about the level of fear that your officers and you are having to deal with.
Well, obviously, it's a very personal crime when people break into someone's house and commit violence against them, and understandably, the community reacts to that. It's a very personal thing, and again, we take everything that happens in the community personally, and our officers, and as well as the community, never want this to happen. So we were very fortunate to get the suspects in custody very quickly. They're not on the street to victimize anybody else. But again, we had this meeting tonight because we understand the community's concerns. We have the same concerns, and we really wanted to come together and really explain to them that we're only as good as their police officers. So really, the police department is part of the community, and we're a part of them, and we need their help to do our job.
What was your goal for this meeting?
The goal really was to acknowledge that the crime occurred and express our outrage that the crime occurred and our sadness that the crime occurred, and to express to the community that the goal is to seek justice for the victim and her family, but also to address the community's concerns, because we know when a crime like this happens, people are worried about things that never have happened in their community before. I would say that this is probably, I've been a police officer in Carlsbad for over 28 years, and to my knowledge, this is the first time in that particular community this type of crime has happened. And so, of course, that's going to bring fears to the community, and we certainly wanted to address that.
Chief, I don't know if you can comment. Any word on why these two suspects targeted her?
I really can't comment on that specifically because the case is being worked on actively by our detectives and by the district attorney's office, and we don't want to compromise the case. But at the end of the day, their motivation for doing it, it will play a part in the case. But the fact remains that, as you said at the beginning of the interview, a 60-year-old lady was killed in her own home, and that's really the tragedy here.
What did you take away from the meeting here tonight?
I'll tell you, when I walked into this room tonight, this is, I think, probably the biggest community meeting I've been in the city of Carlsbad. What it really told me was the passion that our residents have for the health of our community. We all recognize that something happened that's not a normalcy here, thank goodness. And for this many people from the community to show up and either express anger that it happened or try to work with us to make things better in the future, I mean, to me, it's really uplifting that many people care so deeply about our community.
Obviously, you can point to the statistics, say that this is an anomaly, say that the suspects have been apprehended, but walking out, some people I spoke to, they're still looking for some concrete steps, things that the police or the city can do to make them feel safer. How do you go about addressing those concerns?
Well, I think having this meeting was a big step in that direction, and explaining to people how and why we do things. How we're resourced, how we deploy our resources, how we choose to interact with the homeless community, how we choose to interact proactively with the criminal element here in Carlsbad. So we take proactive steps. We do everything we can to prevent these crimes. If I could go back last week to the night that it happened and arrest these two before it happened, believe me, there's not an officer who works here that wouldn't do it. Unfortunately, this is one of those things we can't predict that's going to happen. We went the extra mile on the call that we had before. We had officers out with forward-looking infrared, searching hillsides for any heat signatures on the Palo call. Unbeknownst to us, this crime was occurring. We always try to go the extra mile to solve it, and we have the luxury to do that. We're resourced well enough to do that. So this is just one of those crimes that there's nothing I can say that will bring Marjorie back, and that I think you saw the passion in the crimes of violence, Lieutenant Greg Coran, when he was talking about it. We take this stuff personally, and we're going to hold people accountable for the crimes in our city.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.